In 1986, I was working in Guatemala for a human rights group, and I took a vacation to the Bay Islands of Honduras. I went from the highlands of Guatemala, where I was surrounded by short Mayan-speaking people, to the Caribbean islands, where I was surrounded by tall, black, English-speaking people, the descendants of slaves who the British had brought to the Atlantic coast of Central America. I was standing on the porch of my hotel in French Harbor, the largest city in Roatan, and this young man approached me and said, "Where are you from?" And I don't remember what I said. I may have said, I was born in Trinidad. I'm a West Indian like you. I may have wanted to sound rich and exotic and said, I'm from Chicago. Or may have just brushed him off and said, I'm American and I work in Guatemala. Then I asked him, where are you from? And he said, I'm Blanc Roatan. And I never found out why somebody who was from Roatan was staying in a hotel in Roatan. But I focused on the word Blanc and realized, oh, I'm in the Caribbean now. You don't say you're from a place, you say you belong to a place. The power of Blanc. Where you belong. 5 years later, I was in Chicago, working with a very wise old man, the only man I would ever call my guru. Salvador was an Indian. He grew up in India and studied with gurus in the traditional system. But he also was a psychologist and had studied with Carl Jung in Switzerland. He went back to India in the 60s, found there was no work for psychologists in 1960s India. He came to Chicago to be head of the Jung Institute. Every Friday night he held a group at his house, and it was open to the public, not just psychotherapists. And so I would go regularly. One night we were there, 20 or 30 people sitting in a circle talking, and I asked him, how do you know where your community is? And he said, why do you want a community? And I said, I want to know where I belong. And he said, loneliness will find you wherever you go. 5 years later, I'm in Berkeley. I had my first child. I'm helping the mother take care of him. It's hard to get them to sleep. You walk around singing lullabies that you make up as you walk around. Loneliness will find you wherever you go. Loneliness will find you, this is one thing I know. Loneliness will find you wherever you go. Loneliness will find you, this is one thing